What's up, YouTube? What's happening, YouTube? I got asked Pistol Pete versus Steve Nash. Battle of the handles, the tweener guards. Whose career would I take? Now, it's an interesting battle because Nash obviously had more postseason success and he played longer. And then if you factor in the 3-point line and then steals, certain stats that weren't even acclimated in the 3-point line. So Pistol Pete missed out on it. Funny thing, Pistol Pete would have had a better 3-point scoring average. Now, Nash got him clobbered as far as assists. But when I look at their best seasons, points and rebounds, Pistol Pete got him beat. There's difference in size and position, but considering they were ball handlers and they were kind of all around kind of player and styles, it's some interesting similarities. So Pistol Pete, who had an incredible 1977 year, I think, yeah, he averaged like 30 plus points. Nash never averaged more than 18.8 during his MVP years. As a matter of fact, the trip out thing is that you could almost combine Nash's 2 MVP years on his points per game, and that's barely combined 3 points more than Pistol Pete's one breakout season. So that should put in perspective how prolific and productive Pistol Pete was. Not to mention, and as a rebounder too. So if you put those factors in, I think they both fall into an interesting question for a couple reasons. Pistol Pete is one of those guys that I was watching some basketball show on YouTube, and the cats were saying, does Pistol Pete make it as a point guard or a shooting guard? And they say he don't rank top 15 in neither one of the categories, even though he's considered one of the greatest ever. But then Steve Nash kind of falls into that problem because he's got 2 league MVPs. If I do the basic round roll call of point guard, he's not top 6 or 7, And so it's kind of like, well, where does he fit? So it's an interesting debate about 2 electrifying players in different generations, though Nash wouldn't be considered as electrifying as Pistol Pete, because Pistol Pete was on another level. I mean, Nash had skills with the rock. He could definitely move and, a lot of the stuff that he did with his cadence, but Pistol Pete's ball handling skills and the way he could score, especially in that day and time with no 3-point line, physical contact, and you had to really be authentic because they would blow a whistle for you traveling and what have you. I mean, if he got the Euro step with the way he moved with the rock, so it's pretty comparable in a lot of ways. When you look at the numbers crunch, I was sitting there looking at them numbers. I thought, they not that far off. That's not that far off. I was like, wow. I mean, for some people, they might, again, Nash got to play longer, had his peak was later in his career. But if all things were created equal, Pistol Pete would thump him. Because if they concluded 3-ball, and then you got, and the rules that Nash played with, not to mention they were doing the tracking on blocks and still they was keeping records at in totality. There's no telling where Pistol Pete would have been, because you could always say he was a bigger, better version of Nash. Nash got it's, and Nash is a very polarizing cat. As Pistol Pete is too when we do an all-time ranking. So I think it makes for an interesting debate about both of them together. I think it's a really good question. But anyway, let me know who you think had the better career. And we put everything in totality. Pistol Pete Maravich versus Steve Nash. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments. And I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Because when you do, requests like this come true. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.